Okay, we're gonna do some light reading in the plunge today. No, I wanted to chat quick about, while I'm in the plunge, the mindset of an entrepreneur. And the parable, or whatever the right word is for, would you rather have $10 million right now today, or a penny doubled every day for a month? And it is a great representation of what entrepreneurship is. So I'm gonna get in the plunge. Woo, woo. I put my 40 pounds of ice in this morning because it's like summer weather here in Colorado. It's wild. Oh man. Okay, I gotta keep the book dry while putting my head under. Here we go. Ready? Just gotta go. 1. Oh, it is pretty cold. 2, 3. There we go. Okay, usually I'd be like all in up to my neck, but here I'm gonna be hanging out with you. So, entrepreneurship and employee mindset is just way different. I've been both. I've had both. I was kind of groomed into an employee, as most of us are, and that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. Everyone in the world couldn't be an entrepreneur. The world, I don't know, it just wouldn't work. Everyone can't be an employee. You need vision. You need people to take risks, start the companies, employ people, right? So the world needs both. One's not better than the other. For me, I realized I wanted to become an entrepreneur, but I had an employee mindset ingrained in me. Like, go to school, go to college. College is basically you get trained to be a really good employee. I got trained to be a really good finance employee, went into finance, worked in it for 7 years. By the time my late 20s, I was like, I want to find purpose, passion, impact. I want to be my own boss. I want my own business, my own equity. I want lifestyle freedom. I realized entrepreneurship could do that. This book, Dare to Dream, Work to Win, we're reading with our team right now. Oh my gosh, freaking cold on the legs. I love it. It brings up the penny doubled every day. So I'm going to ask you, if you're watching this live or you're watching the recording, what would you rather have? Oh no, yeah, what is it? $1 million. I messed up in the beginning, not 10 million. $1 million today, or I'll give you 1 penny, but I'll double that penny every day for a month. What would you rather have? Now, anyone who's never heard this, your gut is probably $1 million, right? Like a penny, even if it's doubled. But it shows the power of the compound effect, right? And in this book, they broke it down, and they reference entrepreneurship into 3 stages. So stage 1 is the it's not worth it stage. So let's say for the person who takes the penny, that's the road of entrepreneurship. It's not, you don't take the million. You don't just start as an entrepreneur and get $1 million day 1. First day you got 1 penny, right? Second day you have 2 pennies. By day 10, you have $5.12. Meanwhile, the other person has $1 million. You're like, I'm 10 days in, I have $5, they have $1 million. What did I do wrong? The it's not worth it stage. Oh my gosh, this was not worth it. Day 15, you have $163. You could go out to dinner for 2 and not really splurge. They got $1 million. By day 19, you have $2,621. It's growing, but compared to $1 million, it's not even close. So that's the it's not worth it stage. The stage 1 through day 19. Day 20, you have $5,000, a little over $5,000. And then the next day, $10,000. Day 21. Day 22, $20,000. Day 23, $40,000. Day 24, $80,000. It starts to be like, oh, it's worth it. I see the growth. I see potential here. I'm still only at $80,000 at day 24. There's less than a week left in the month. The other person has $1 million. I'm 8% of that. But I see it growing. Okay, I see the potential. And then stage 3 is the it's worth it stage. Day 25, you have $167,000. And I'm not being exact, just I'm rounding. Ooh, there's a hawk in the background. That's really cool. Day 26, $335,000. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm catching up, but days are running out. Day 27, $671,000. Day 28, $1.3 million. You've surpassed it. You're doubling every day. Day 29, $2.6 million. Day 30, $5.3 million. The other person has $1 million. They're like, damn, why did I want immediate results, microwave results right overnight? This is the stage 3, the I'm not worth this much stage. As an entrepreneur, if you build a large enough business and organization, you realize you're like, wow, the amount I get paid relative to the time I put in, I don't know if I'm worth this much. That's crazy. And guess what? If it's a 31-day month, it goes from 5.3 million to 10.7 million. Penny doubled each day for a month. The stage 3, I'm not worth it stage. So that is entrepreneurship, right? That is, you start, especially people who start with me, I tell them the great thing is you don't have to invest a lot of money. It's $99 to start your own health and wellness e-commerce business with me, partnered with the Arbonne brand. You don't trade money. You don't lose money. You don't risk money. You trade time and energy. You trade, and what happens in the beginning, you're way underpaid for like the time or the energy you put in or your skill set, but you have to build something. That's entrepreneurship. You have to build. Most people in entrepreneurship, if they start their own product, their own business, they have 100% equity in it. It's a startup. They create a product instead of, Arbonne's more turnkey entrepreneurship, where the product, everything, logistics, shipping, everything's done for you, right? You're the marketer, you're the face of it, you're the entrepreneur. If you start something from scratch, you're the janitor to the CEO, and you don't pay yourself for years. You got to either use your own money if you have it, or go raise other people's money, risk their money. You don't pay yourself for years. Hopefully, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years in, you're breaking even or you're turning a profit. And so it's just different, right? So that's just entrepreneurship versus day one, you start a job, you either get paid hourly or a salary. You get paid for your time. And that is the huge difference between employee mindset and entrepreneur mindset. It's like, no, I want to be paid for my time, but it's very linear. It's not, you don't see a lot of employees building wealth or a ton of lifestyle freedom, right? That's why I wanted to go into entrepreneurship. But in entrepreneurship, in the beginning, you're like, what the heck? I'm like going to these meetings, I'm hopping on calls, I'm doing all these things, I'm connecting with clients and prospects, and I'm making the calls, and I'm making content and social media and whatever. And I made like a few $100s in my first month or whatever, or like $1,000. Like when you're used to making more, it's like but you have to, as an entrepreneur, have the vision and have the dream. You have to believe this will be worth it. I'm not even thinking about a time for money trade right now. I know what I'm focused on building, because in the long run, I'm going to be way overpaid for any amount of time I could possibly put into this. And that's entrepreneurship. My legs are pretty cold now. I'm going to dunk back under one time. But I hope that was helpful. And it's been helpful for me to think that way. It's stuff I've learned, and I love sharing stuff I've learned. That book is really good, Dare to Dream, Work to Win. Have a great Thursday, my people. Sandy comes home tonight. Solo dad duty is done tomorrow.